What's up, guys? This is Chris Murray here, and welcome to episode 2 of our Grinding Up series. Yes, start off with a quick update about how today went. I'm trying to lock at least 1,000 hands a day, which I think is a solid amount, you know. Hoping to progress up the levels. I think I'm trying to do the 2NL level in 2 or 3 weeks, and at the moment we're looking very good for that target. I realise that getting up a level in 2 or 3 weeks isn't really easy, but I'm prepared to put in 1,000 hands a day, and I think that I can get up there, especially with this win rate we're getting over here. 45 big blinds per 100 hands, which is pretty incredible. This session here was the one we did for YouTube yesterday. As you can see, that's only a small blip in my graph so far. I think it was this blip up here actually. No, maybe not. Not sure. But today, as you can see, we go by? Does it do that days? No. Okay. So today's session was these. Wait, which one was it? Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, it all just logged it as one session for some reason, even though I tried to get it to do two. So this top entry here is today. 960 hands so far, nearly $12. That's nearly 6 buy-ins, which is pretty fantastic. We had some great hands. And by the way, I thought of an idea. Every Sunday, I'm going to try and do a special second video, which is going to be like picking out the biggest pots of the week from the Grinding Up Challenge and showing you some really interesting pots that have happened. But I'll let you into a little teaser for that, which is that a lot of this $12, about 4 of that, came from getting aces in a very good situation. But yeah, so yeah, just have a quick look at the graph. My all-in equity, I started out being a bit unlucky, but I managed to get that a bit going, and we're pretty much going even with our all-in equity at the moment. Not that that's like a massive indication, it's just like it's something that's a little interesting to look at sometimes. But yeah, there we go. So I'm thinking things are making on average $10 a day roughly. We might even be able to move up by the end of this week. We'll see. That would be pretty great if we could. But for now, I'm just going to do the usual thing, which is to jump into 4 tables of. Sorry, I've got a bit of a thing in my throat. 4 tables of cash games. And what we're going to do, I did 6 max and a bit of full ring normal stack tables so far today, no deep stack. And I think we will. I had a really good time with the 6 max table, so we might actually go for that again. Yeah, okay, let's go in 4 hands of these. Also makes the video a bit snappier for those of you who like shorter videos. Let me know if you do like shorter or longer videos, because I can do some more full ring ones as well, or increase the amount of hands I do, something like that. So we're going to buy into 4, pretty standard. Go on. Number 2. Wait for a seat. Pretty sure with 300 tables there should be a seat available. Let's try that again. Oh, there was. Or maybe there wasn't and it just became available. There we go, 4 tables. Eventually. Dun, dun. Let's tile them. It's a useful tool for when you're multi-tabling. And we're just going to hang around for the big blind. Don't like putting in a straddle because it's more money on your hand that I might not want to play. And I'm, as you can tell, I'm probably a bit of one of those idiots who saves like 1p and 2p pieces in a jar and then just forgets about them. I'm going to fold that. First hand of the day, pretty standard one. Did I put tracking? Yeah, I did. It's come up. Okay. Did put tracking software on. Have we got any info? No info on these guys. Let's check that down. You don't want to be raising too light out of the blinds realistically. Ace 10 upwards, that sort of hand. It's pot sized bet, but I feel like we're going to call the top pair. I'm probably going to call this street as well. Might be able to find a river fold, depending on bet sizes. I mean, he's been betting strong all the way. I can't see him taking this line with a queen or a worse king. And if he had a jack, he's now ahead of us. We're going to raise that one. So I'm going to find a fold here. Unfortunately, we've run into top pair against what I assume was a better hand, but yeah, going to go for a 8-cent bet. Fold that. Not really interested. There's not much straight potential, and I like my suited connectors to have, well, to be connected for a start. No, not going to bother with that. Okay, so here I'm just going to raise it and hope to just take down the big blind, you know. It's an extra 2 cent. So what happened here, we raised, and these guys both called. We have no information on them whatsoever. I think against, seeing as we got full stack, there's already 2 guys in the hand, we're going to call with this hand. Fold that. Don't feel like we're getting a lot of folds on this board, but I'm going to bet because we've got plenty of outs, well, some outs anyway, and don't think they've hit it too much. It's a decent flop. Yeah, I'll call 1 street just to see what develops. I'll raise that. Not hit any other outs, so we're just going to check it. Don't feel like that's hit him too much. I don't feel we're going to get called by worse though, so I'm just going to check it down. I hope to take it down with ace high. No, we don't. Oh, wait. Oops, yeah, my mistake. So what happened there? 2 pair, so the kicker comes into play because there's 2 pair on board. So very unfortunate for him. But that's how it goes. Now we're facing another 10-cent bet. We're getting good odds here, 1-5. Thinking about a raise, but I'm just going to call because I don't have any data on how this guy might play. Board pairs. This point with second pair. Fold that. Fold that. Oops, missed this one. Wasn't going to play that. We're getting very good pot odds. We need to make this a good call 1 in 7 times. It's a very odd line. This is a line that most players will only do at micro stakes. I guess you'll see there's a lot more micro stakes. I like raising limpers. That's something I like doing. To be fair, we could well be beat. We only need to be ahead 1 in 7 times. We weren't that time. He did actually have it. Just took a very weird line, so I fancied calling that one. Oh well, that's not a bad flop, certainly. But there's not much he can call us with, so we're just going to check it back, hope he catches up. Obviously we're going to raise with 10s. Don't feel like we can afford to stall anymore, so we'll go for 12. We'll go for 14, because if he's got a 10 he'll call, naturally. So we can make it quite big. You know, he's not got a tough decision, you know, from his point of view on this board. He's either calling or he's not calling. Again, this guy's doing the 10-cent bet. He clearly likes that sizing. This time, however, I'm pretty sure I got the best hand at the moment. But there's a lot of draws on the board. And I'm going to try and... yeah, I'm going to try and raise this here. See how he responds to that. It's always useful during sessions to get to know how players respond to certain moves. So I'm going to see what he does here. I mean, there's a lot of draws on that board. Very draw-heavy board. So I'm happy to take that down right there. Because if he was on some sort of flush/straight draw, I don't want to let him get there, basically. My 10s are very vulnerable to that sort of thing, and because it's an overpair, we might be kind of forced into calling a small bet on the river, which could lose us money. So we're happy to just raise it there, and if he's got a weak draw, like a gut shot or something, we can just fold that as equity. So I'm pretty happy with that. What else have we got going on here? It's Queen 9 suited, I quite like that hand. Ace-7 offsuit, don't like that hand so much, but it's not too bad, although we're not going to play it now. 8-10, sure. I think I have quite loose raising requirements. You know, I raise quite a lot of hands, but I tend not to call a lot of the time. So I'll raise hands like 8-10, but I'll never call with them. just because you've got this chance of taking down the blinds, or if they call, you can often c-bet the flops and hope to win the hand that way. I'm going to check this. Don't see any point of betting. 10 deuce, we're not going to be calling that, or raising that even. That is something I do, is I like to raise limpers. I just feel that oftentimes when they're limping, they don't have anything that is really good. So why not punish them for it? No, for a first position open, that's probably not. It's probably too loose even for me, I reckon. So we're gonna get rid of that. Someone's getting a bit angry here. What happened? Ooh. Straight versus kings, fair enough. He shouldn't be that annoyed. There was a lot of... Oh, he's getting very annoyed now. I don't know, like, I think he should have been a bit more cautious with... Did he have kings? Or, like, aces? What was it? Kings. Should have been a bit more cautious. In my opinion, he could have got away from that because of the board texture there. But, you know, often, like, players at these stakes, they just don't make the right folds and that sort of thing. Well, with 2 overs and a tiny bet, you know, never going to fold to a 2-cent bet as long as I've got outs. It's now possible I don't have outs, but we'll see what happens. Not getting involved there or there. I think I'll... Do we get involved here? It's a suited ace, quite nice. But there's not much implied odds going on with that hand. The max we can win is obviously his $1, half a stack. So if we make our nut flush, which is what I'm hoping for with that sort of thing, give me pretty good odds. But just in case he does, you know, he's playing a flush really weirdly, or he's made a flush or something. I always like to make sure when I call bets that I have at least some outs. You know, I never like to call drawing dead. Raise king 8, pretty standard. On the button. Get re-raised. Have no data on this guy, but so looking at an unknown with an over 3x re-raise, I'm assuming he's got something better than king 8. Following that. Yeah, we're going to raise that, try and take down the blinds and his limp if possible. Okay, not possible. Can we get at least heads up? No, I'm going 3-way. Open and straight draw and 2 overs. It's a very good hand. Yeah, we've got good odds here. No sets though, so not getting involved there. At this point, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm just going to call. Now he's raised 21. I'm going to call this. It's not a good card at all though. Just because I feel like this guy might not be folding a lot due to his massive like pot-sized bet on the raise on the flop, and the fact that it's quite a wet board. I feel like he's not ever... Okay. Well, now we've got a good hand. And we're just going to see what happens. Ooh. I can't see myself overfolding, so I'm just going to jam it in here, I think. No, I'm just going to call. Yeah, I'm just going to call, because the flush could be there. He could have just checked back the flush there. He did check back the flush. That's not good, obviously. Not good at all. Oh, that's annoying. But it turned out that that card that gave us the straight was not a good one. But, you know, typical cooler, deal with it, move on, and that's what I intend to do. Not going to call that. You know, it happens sometimes. Sometimes you'll get cooled, and sometimes you'll do like a cold deck yourself. So yeah, no need to get annoyed about it. Just take it on the chin and move on. Unlike that guy did back there, screaming around, you know. Could I have gotten away from that? I had a very good straight, you know, it wasn't like it was the low end. If it was the low end, I might have got away. But suited and connected, so I'm calling. But, you know, it's very difficult to get away from that when there's only 3 flush cards on the board and he's checked it back. I would have expected him to possibly bet it, because otherwise he'd be losing a street of value. Well, with the min raise, I think we're actually going to go for the 4-bet here, make it something you can call. 25, just get as much value in the pot as possible. Not bad. See, this is a difficult spot because I don't feel like there's much that can call us, but it's going to look very suspicious if we check. But because I'm at the micros, I don't think a lot of players are going to pick up on that, so I'm going to check. I hope he catches up. It's a good card. He might have caught up with something, so we're going to bet now. 34. I think he'll call that with a queen, potentially. He didn't call. That's irritating. Maybe I'm due a bit of run bad after that. Betting into 2 players. I can't remember who was a pre-flop raiser over here. I'm going to call 1 street. I'm going to check that. Picked up some outs. You can check again. I'll probably be convinced if he bets again. It's looking like he's taken a value line there. Check that. So I'm just going to fold. No. With an under pair, I'm not going to get involved at all. No, let's sit out next hand over here. Fold. Sit down next hand over here. Now we take that one down. Okay, so we've got these 2 tables left. Yeah, I'm still thinking, asking myself whether I could have got away from that straight. I mean, let me know what you guys think. Should I have folded there or made the call? I mean, I suppose you could argue for folding, but you know, I find it not a good approach to just fold whenever you don't have the nuts. I think there's some situations in which you've just got to take the possibility that you might be behind. But to be fair, he could have been doing that with a 7 high straight, the worst straight. I'm actually going to just raise these suit connectors. I like to mix it up a bit. I don't feel like at the micro stakes I can get away from that situation too easily. I can get away from this situation easily. But obviously it's very annoying, and when something like that happens, you always want to analyse your play. He's not got much left behind. This guy's got a lot left behind though. So we're going to call. Yeah, we're going to call this. Not really anything on the flop. Gut shot. Backdoor clubs. And a near pot sized bet from him. And I don't think we're ever winning with 9 high here, so we're just going to fold it. Fold that as well. Yeah, I feel like we're pretty much just going to leave this hand in this one now. And we're going to leave these. And we're going to call that. Decent hand multi-way. And yeah, this should be the last hand. And that should be up to 80 or so. Huh. Depends if this guy gets involved, because he looks like a fish or a recreational player, and he's got a big stack behind him. Do I feel this guy's not got a massive amount left? I feel like oftentimes we're going to be dominated. So I'm going to... What the hell? It's the last hand. I know it's not good reasoning, but I feel like playing. No, it didn't work out. Yeah, we're not going to get silly and call the flop bet here. I'm just going to get rid. Okay. Seems like all my sessions for YouTube are not going particularly well, but you know. It's the overall picture that counts, and the overall picture is still very positive. What's that done? I know we got hurt a little bit there. We got stung for a little bit of cash, didn't we? 203 down, that's not good. But the bankroll's still at 1701 in profit at the end of day 2. So which means the total bankroll is at $57.01. We need to get up to $100 to be able to start 5-0. I know some players take shots, but I'm not a massive fan of the shot taking thing. So just because I feel like it's risking, personally for me, I prefer to have a nice sized bankroll when I go into a game. I think I don't play best when I'm taking a shot because it matters more. And also I hate when a shot goes badly and you have to grind it back up again. It takes double the time. So that's not something I really want to get into. As you can see, we've done 2,200 hands now. I mean, it's not a big sample by any means, but I'd say that our win rate is looking quite good at the moment. So hopefully we can get back in tomorrow, have another good session, and then hopefully by the end of the week, I might even do a double session on Sunday, try and do a couple of thousand hands. Hopefully by the end of the week we can actually think about moving up to 5-0 or something along those lines. One thing I did just want to show you was on the statistics, these are the hands that have lost me the most money. You can see pocket 9s and pocket kings are right up there, which is a bit odd, I have to say. Best hands are pocket 8s, aces, ace jack suited, jacks, ace king, queens, pretty much most of the ones you'd expect to happen. But anyway, that's that for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your poker playing friends. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.